is it you'd like to go to today, sir?
We are flying back to the USA on good old American Airlines. I need a taxi to the train station.
And which train station is that, sir? You see, American Airlines fly from all three airports, Heathrow, Stansted or Gatwick.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. We'll be flying out of Gatwick.
Right you are, sir. Hello, the American Airlines counter at Victoria Station for the Gatwick Express, please.
Just couldn't wait to tell the kids about the trip, huh?
Well, I thought I'd write while it's all fresh in my mind. Oh, George, it really has been wonderful. I do hope we can come back soon.
Oh, we will. We will. We've become globe hoppers. France last year, Britain this year. I'm really getting a taste for this. And besides, this time, I could almost speak the language.
George. Well, you'll have to admit it was a big advantage having the direction signs in English.
Yeah, or some form of it. Yeah, you remember navigating Wales? Mm-hmm. All those beautiful little cities with weird names like Thlan, Go, Goth.
And the castles were all so beautiful. It was almost like Camelot.
Oh, my lady, any place with you is Camelot to me.
Sure. Dear kids, our flyaway vacations trip to Britain was every bit as magical as the one you gave us to France last year. It's really been wonderful. The castles of Scotland, the historic Shakespeare country, and London. What can I say? We absolutely fell in love with the city. You remember how your father was worried about driving on the left side of the road? So we flew into Glasgow, Scotland, where we thought it would be easier to cope with the traffic. But the people at Hertz really put him at ease.
But what about these roundabouts?
Ah, the ubiquitous British roundabout. Some Americans do find them a bit traumatic at first. But don't worry, if you miss your exit first time around, you just keep on going. You might even meet some new people second time.
I have the American Airlines Flyaway Vacations voucher.
Great, that's all we need. Okay, here's your voucher, contract and keys. Have a good trip, sir. And if you need any help along the way, just call any Hertz location.
Thank you.
The Scottish countryside was absolutely breathtaking and seems to bring history to life. Like Linlithgow Palace. Mary Queen of Scots was born there in 1542. But what would a trip to Scotland be without a trip to Edinburgh? And of course, Edinburgh Castle.
Wow.
Magnificent.
It's hard to believe this castle's dominated Edinburgh for over 1,300 years, isn't it?
Well, it is a long time.
Yeah, it must provide a beautiful sight from down there. Look how busy those shops are.
Well, no wonder. That's Princes Street. It's one of the most famous shopping streets in the whole world.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You really mean it? After 2 nights in Edinburgh, we headed north into the Scottish Highlands. The scenery was splendid, and we were awed by all the medieval castles in the region, like Urquhart Castle on the shore of mysterious Loch Ness. Looking across the water, you can't help but wonder if maybe there really is a monster lurking out there. Luckily, he didn't favor us with an appearance. Your dad was quite impressed with Stirling Castle. He couldn't imagine successfully storming it in battle, and he was right. The English failed in 1314 when they were defeated by Robert the Bruce. Later we headed south and crossed the border into England, and to the historic city of York. The city's cathedral has the oldest collection of stained glass in Britain. Even your father was impressed. I can't believe those beautiful windows.
Oh, they were gorgeous.
The glass in the original rose window dates back to the 1500s. George, it makes me feel like I'm walking hand in hand with history.
Hey, I'm not that old.
Oh, look!
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! To all our American visitors, welcome to the city of York. God save the Queen.
While in York, we visited the National Steam Museum. You should have seen your dad. Get him around trains and he's like a kid in a candy shop. Later, we went for a stroll along the wall surrounding the city. It was the perfect ending to a wonderful day. The next day, we visited Chester. George and I went shopping in the famous Rose. Chester also has some of the finest architectural treasures in England. One of the most interesting is the Roman amphitheater. The Romans thought of everything. This amphitheater even had an underground heating system so they could watch the tournaments in comfort.
And because they didn't want any of the gladiators getting cold feet.
Oh, George. That evening, we stayed at the Mollington Bonastra Hotel in a little village just outside Chester. And you know, there seems to be a Best Western hotel like this in every town. Its proprietor, John Maudsley, used to be on the staff of the royal family at Buckingham Palace. He and his wife, Gabby, were so very British and had some great suggestions of what to see.
If you've seen all that, you must go down to Budnock Gardens and Port Merion, typical Italian village in the heart of Wales.
Well, I hope you're getting all of this down because we don't want to miss a thing while we're here.
Oh, don't worry. We'll give you directions tomorrow. Shall we have tea now?
No, George. This arrived for you earlier, and I gather you wanted us to hold it for you.
Oh, thanks, John. I know she's going to love this.
Is that right?
After a delightful stay at the Mollington, we did some terrific sightseeing in Wales. Then we headed on to Shakespeare Country and Stratford-upon-Avon. I really couldn't believe we were actually there, Shakespeare's birthplace. I even convinced George to see a play. George, a Shakespeare performance in Shakespeare's hometown theater doesn't get any better than this.
Yes, I get any more culture, I'm liable to go home with a British accent.
Taming of the Shrew. Don't get any ideas.
Oh, Jane.
Stratford-upon-Avon and Warwick offered some of the best scenery of the entire trip. The Avon River was beautiful, but one of the trip's most dramatic scenes was just ahead.
Another castle. I'm about castled out.
Well, you haven't seen one like this.
Now that's a castle.
Warwick Castle is one of the most beautiful ones in Britain. And it's been here over 1,000 years. Warwick Castle presents two distinct faces. Below, a grim dungeon. Above, gorgeous state apartments. It was a magnificent sight. Later, we experienced another English tradition, lunch at an old English pub.
There you go, folks. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
You over visiting from the States, then?
Yes, we were in the area and we thought we'd just stop in for some lunch.
Do you have any suggestions of places to see?
Yes, I'd certainly take in the gardens at Royal Edmonton Spa. Also some nice shops for the lady.
Well, looks like we've got some places to see. What do you suggest for lunch?
The homemade steak and kidney pie. Always a favorite.
All right, we'll try that. Without the kidneys.
Oh, of course.
Having tasted a little English culture, we later headed down to Oxford, a city known for its fine universities. Oxford is actually comprised of several colleges and attracts students from all over the world. If only we had time to see it all, but your father and I were headed to London.
Oh, George, this is so exciting. I can hardly wait till we get there.
London, here we come. What hotel are we staying at?
One of the hotels in our Flyaway Vacations brochure was the Kensington Hilton. This 603-room first-class hotel is only 30 minutes from Heathrow. Another was the Hilton on Park Lane. It's across from Hyde Park and is just a short walk to Piccadilly and Oxford Street. But the Flyaway Hotel we stayed in was the Langham Hilton, one of the top in London. It was completely restored in 1991 and is in the heart of the West End, nearby all the sights. It was fabulous. And so was London. London was everything we knew it would be. But I was concerned about your father. He was so preoccupied with business on the phone.
And you've checked everything out. And you're sure it's the right church. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks a lot.
Here, honey. Everything okay?
Yes, just a little business. Now, if you will come with me, I will introduce you to some very important people.
And here's the Prime Minister.
Oh, that's good.
George, look.
Well.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Jane, pose with the Queen for a shot.
Well, do I look regal?
You've always been the queen of my palace, Janie.
I can't describe how wonderful London was. But the most special day of the whole trip was our last. That morning, your father wanted to visit the Imperial War Museum's exhibit of World War II aircraft at the Duxford Airdrome. Nothing unusual about that, except that he wore a suit and asked me to wear a beautiful new outfit he'd bought me in London.
This is a B-17. It was also known as the Flying Fortress. Cousin Dad was a nose gunner in one of these babies. They were stationed at British airfields, much the same as Duxford. And they flew hundreds of bombing runs every day of the week.
I served at Duxford in the RAF at that time, and I must say that you Yanks were a fine lot of lads.
Those must have been terrible times.
Sometimes, but not always. Take this hangar, for instance. I never think of it full of aircraft like this, but as it was on Saturday night dances.
Dances?
Your chaps used to send out trucks to all the local villages for the girls, and we used to have a fine old time dancing to big band music.
Oh, I suppose those were tough times then, but there were romantic times too.
And there's one more romantic spot you must see. Let's go.
This is a charming, romantic little church, but why are we stopping here?
Darling, these are for you.
Oh, beautiful. But whatever for?
Well, I've been doing a little research since we began the trip.
Research about what?
You once told me your mother and father were married in a small English country church.
Yes.
Well, if the public records are right, this is that church.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, what a wonderful surprise. Come on, let's go in and look around.
Now, we will. But first, I wanted to ask you if you'd do me the honor of repeating our marriage vows in this church right now, today.
Oh, yes, darling.
A penny for your thoughts.
I was just remembering the most wonderful 31st wedding anniversary imaginable.
I understand you two are celebrating a very special occasion with this trip. I thought American Airlines could add to the festivities.
Thank you. Well, George, how can you possibly top this American Airlines flyaway vacation?
Whether you're seeking romance or simply seeing the sights, Flyaway Vacations offers exciting new ways to see Europe the way you want, when you want. Great hotels like the traditional and prestigious Langham Hilton or the hundreds of lovely Best Western country hotels and scenic locations await your clients. A wide variety of popular Flyaway Vacations tour packages are now available through our automated tour booking systems, Fast and Saver, and Leisure Shopper and Apollo. You can book and post deposits immediately and get accurate information and instant confirmation all without having to make a single phone call. Flyaway Vacations offers more travel opportunities in Europe than ever before, and is all just waiting for you and your clients. George and Jane and hundreds of others like them will be looking to travel agents like you to help them book their next great flyaway vacation.